So in this video, I'm going to let you know what you can expect if you're coming over to Alcudia Beach Resort for a late summer holiday for 2025, or indeed if you're looking to book for next year for autumn 2026. So let's turn the camera around. I'll show you where I am today and then we're going to head on down to the beach. So I am standing on Es Lac Gran, otherwise known as the Big Lake, over here right in the centre of Alcudia Beach Resort. You can just see to my left hand side here, look, the Belle View complex. Panning around, we've got the THB Bamboo Hotel, and just panning the camera around even further, you can see that we've got the Allure Boccaccio Hotel as well. And I'm pretty much standing parallel to Alcudia Strip, to Avenida Pere Mas Ireus. But the most important thing to note is that temperatures have cooled and we are officially in autumn over here in Mallorca. And I'm standing on this walkway here which runs all the way around the lake. So the first thing I'm going to say is that with cooler temperatures, it's going to allow you to get out and about around the resort, which is absolutely fantastic. And in fact, just a little bit earlier on, we had some walkers coming powering past me here in the direction of the Playa de Moro, but we're going to head on in the opposite direction. We're going to head away from this area, and we can just see, look, one of the main dining areas here right outside the Allure Boccaccio. Let's take a walk down onto the beach. And I'll let you know more about what you can expect if you're coming over to this side of the island for a late summer break. So I have to say that this whole area, I mean, it is absolutely gorgeous, and you're just paces away from the main beach. But not only that as well, because as we head on in the direction of the beach, we've also got some great public transport links to and from Can Picafor and also Alcudia Old Town. You can just see the bus stop here right ahead of me. So we have quite a quiet day here on the main road, which runs right through Alcudia Beach Resort. But look, right up ahead of me, we can see the bus stop heading on in the direction of Can Picafor. And also look, just to my left-hand side here, we've got a bus coming through, just dropping people off. But anyway, let's head on into the direction of the beach. So we've just crossed the main road here. We're just taking the path down in the direction of Alcudia Beach. And the first thing we're going to talk about is mosquitoes. Because if you've been watching the channel, then you'll know that it's no secret that, well, the mosquitoes can be quite bad over here on this far side of the island. But I have to say, for summer 2025, they haven't been that bad. And well, I've barely been bitten until a few weeks ago. Now, I normally find that in the autumn, the mosquitoes can get a little bit worse. I was actually bitten over in Alcudia Port when I was just after I filmed my live stream a couple of weekends ago. So as we roll through the autumn, don't think that those mosquitoes are going to be going away, because well, you're going to find them not just over here in Alcudia but all over the island. So I will say, particularly if you're coming over here with your family, with small kids as well, bring repellent and bring treatment. This is super important. Also, make sure you don't leave windows open at night. If you're travelling with your baby, then please bring a mosquito net which you can put around their cot as well, particularly if you're staying a little bit further inland here, maybe around the Belle View area, where you may well find the mosquitoes to be a little bit worse than you will do down here on the breezier beach. And also, if you forget to bring anything out with you, well, the chemists here, the pharmacias, are really well stocked with mosquito repellent and treatment as well, so don't worry too much if you're coming over. The most active time when the mozzies are out is going to be at sunset, at dusk, so make sure you've got your repellent on for then. But the best way to avoid getting bitten is if you're wearing, like, say, long trousers or maybe a long shirt, and that does keep the mozzies off much more effectively than any repellent. Anyway, let's head on down to the beach and let's go and talk about the weather. So I'm just coming up down the side of the All Sun Alcudia Playa Hotel here. We're going to arrive out more or less in the centre of Alcudia Beach, just by the Red Bridge. And the big question that you may have actually is summer already over? Because while we did wake up today at time of filming, as I'm filming this as we edge our way towards the end of September, to a very cool and a very fresh morning. So you're going to see that I'm filming this on a beautiful, almost cloudless day here as we move on towards the end of September, heading on into October. But is every day going to be the same over here in Alcudia Beach Resort? Well, no, it's not. And we're going to be honest here. If you are coming over here for a late season break, the chances are that you could hit a cloudy or a rainy day. But don't worry too much because, well, this resort is really well connected to other areas of the island. But I do recommend that you do have a plan, and you do maybe actually just go back and watch some of my other videos from this area, particularly about the kind of sightseeing that you can do by bus if you're staying over on this corner of the island. Now, I'm just saying that we've got a cloud this day. The cloud's just gone in front of the sun here. You can see the light changing behind me. Now, as I said a little bit earlier on, we did wake up this morning and it did feel like autumn had hit almost immediately. Actually, we've had some very, very high temperatures this past 7 days. It's been very, very hot and just too hot for this time of year. But following a few thunderstorms, well, autumn is pretty much here, and it's meant now that we're going to have cooler mornings and cooler evenings as well. So if you're coming over here to Alcudia Beach Resort, expect to be on the beach or around the pool during the peak point of the day, so maybe late morning until the afternoon. But before that, if you're an early riser, it's not going to be hot. If you're staying out here late on the beach, it's probably not going to be hot either. So just bear that in mind. And like I said, prepare for cloudy and rainy days too. Also, one thing to note as well, hydro park. We've got a hydro park, and I'm going to be mentioning this in my Mallorca in October video. If that is out already, I shall drop a link to it in the description text below. But a hydro park should remain open until the end of the holiday season. If Club Mac is open, hydro park is going to be open. So if you are looking for a water park, and well, temperatures are going to be very much like this as we go on through the month of October, that's pretty much going to be open. So at least that's good news from over on this side of the island. Anyway, should we go and head on down to the beach and let's talk about what it's going to be like visiting here during the autumn. So I thought I'd just walk to the ends more or less of Alcudia Beach here just to show you what it's like at the end of September. And we're at the point here just before you join the Playa de Morro beach. But with that really chilly start that we had this morning, look, there's still people down here. And also to note as well, lifeguard service that continues until the 31st of October. But the one thing you're going to find is that there are not going to be quite as many people over here on the beach for this time of year. Obviously, we have past peak season, but that means it's even more pleasant to come over here, particularly to the biggest beach in the Balearic Islands, and catch the last of the summer. And as we walk on into the direction of the sunbeds and the beach umbrellas, well, it is looking very busy down here. I mean, I have to say, for the end of September, almost every sunbed is taken. My advice remains, if you are coming over here, particularly on the run up to half term, get here early if you want to grab yourself a sunbed and a beach umbrella. The prices are in the region of around €20 for 2 sunbeds and the beach umbrella, and you do get a lot box too. But goodness me, it's busy down here, at least on this side of the beach. But anyway, we're going to head back in the direction of the Red Bridge. We're going to head on over, and let's go and take a closer look at Alcudia Beach today. So we're just coming up to the Playa Beach Club here. Look, every table is pretty much taken. I can't believe this. I'm not filming this at the weekend. This is a weekday. So residents aren't really out at the moment. These are pretty much all holiday makers, I would say, and it is looking busy. But you can see that the crowds have thinned out slightly. Is this going to be the case as we walk further down the beach? Let's go and have a look. And it is looking absolutely glorious down here on Alcudia Beach today. I'm going to take a walk along the front here, but I'm just going to pan the camera around just so you can get a better look. It's also quite heartening to see the amount of people in the water. Now, I did mention this in my Mallorca in October video, which I've just filmed, but you are going to find the sea to be a lot warmer than the swimming pools at this time of year. So just bear that in mind if you're coming over, and particularly as well if you're coming over here to Alcudia, you can see how shallow it is, and because of the shallow water too, it's going to feel a lot warmer. Anyway, let's keep heading down. So just looking down the beach here and off this far point, gosh, it is looking lovely today. We still have a little bit of seaweed though, which is always the case over here in Alcudia. It's the brown shadows that you can see in the water, but this doesn't pose too much of a problem. But like I said, look, we do have lots of people swimming today, and we do have quite a few people on the beach too. So the one thing I have to say as well, and I did mention it, that it does get quite breezy over here in Alcudia because, well, the bay is absolutely huge and you do get a little bit of winds coming up. So like I said, make sure you bring over a sweatshirt, bring over a hoodie or something like that to take with you to the beach. I'm wearing my trainers here so I can't get wet today, but not every day is going to be like this. But you can see as well, even if you do wake up to a cool morning, even if it is sunny, you are going to be able to get down to the beach. Don't be put off by the fact that you may have cooler temperatures in the morning or the evening. You are going to get plenty of beach time over here if it is sunny. And what we find as well, when the beach is completely empty out in November, that it's still possible to come to the beach down here. So it's not going to be any different for you guys. The only sticking point is going to be the weather. And if you do have those cloudy and rainy days, do a little bit of research in advance as well and see what you can see over on this side of the island. Anyway, let's keep walking along. And as I turn the camera around, I can just see one of the boat trips here powering towards the main jetty here on Alcudia Beach. So all boat trips will continue until the end of the month. If you're coming over here, don't worry, you are still going to be able to get out and about and explore the resort. And goodness me, you can just see how many people are packed onto this boat trip today. I would say though, do check weather conditions before going on a boat trip, particularly if you do get seasick, because at this time of year, well, the sea can get a little bit rough, but it looks like pretty much smooth sailing today. But lovely calm seas you can see over here in Alcudia. Anyway, let's go and get some views down the jetty. Now just coming into view here on my left hand side, I can see an illegal cocktail cellar. Please give these guys a miss. Take your custom to the beach bars over here in Alcudia. Take your custom to even the spa shops. Don't buy these ready-made cocktails on the beach because you don't know what's in them. So I would also say as well, if you're getting a boat trip at this time of year, get here well in advance of this boat arriving, because you can see by the crowds coming off that you've got no way of running up the jetty to make that boat in case you're late. And also at this time of year, if you are taking one of the boat trips, maybe also bring that hoodie with you, bring that sweatshirt with you, because look, just check out the winds on the water today. Like I said, temperatures have dropped. It is a little bit cooler. If you're going out on a boat trip, you're going to really notice that drop in temperatures. But my goodness, you're going to see some absolutely lovely coastline down here in Mallorca and around this particular area in the northwest too. And I can just see, look, we're right in front of the water sports centre on the beach. You can see they've got the banana boat rides. The sea isn't that busy over this side, maybe because of the breeze. But look how gorgeous it is today. Now, I'd love to know how your holiday goes if you're coming over here in October. Hopefully I'll be able to pop out while some of half term is on, just to see how busy it is and also to help you prepare to book for next year too. Because it's always at this time of year that you can get some really good deals on end of season breaks. And let me know in the comments below if you've been able to find one. Oh goodness me, look, I'm just looking in the water here and just how clear it is. We do have some form of, I don't know what that is swimming in the water, some kind of fish. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but look, I'm going to pan the camera up here, just down to the left hand side of the beach. little bit of cloud coming over. I'm hoping it's not going to turn into a shower and send me running from the beach this afternoon in Alcudia. Fingers crossed it won't. But let's head off the jetty now and let's go and see what the rest of Alcudia beach is like today. But one thing's for sure, with the clouds bubbling up today, you're certainly getting a very different look to Alcudia Beach. I'm just listening to the holidaymakers who are over here at the moment. I can hear that we've got plenty of Scandinavians and plenty of Germans. These cool temperatures doesn't seem to be bothering anyone, and I think these guys have their midterm breaks now, more or less at the end of September. But goodness me, check out how busy the beach is today. And look, I'm just going to pan the camera slowly around. We're right on the edge of the dark clouds here. Like I said, I hope it moves away soon. I think all these guys are hoping it's going to move away soon too. But even this side of the beach is absolutely packed. It's very, very busy over here for the end of September. And look at this, evidence of earlier storms this week. We did have rain last night at time of filming. This hasn't been able to drain away from the beach anytime soon. Hopefully we're more or less done for the wet weather now, I hope. Although those dark clouds looming don't look too great today. And in fact as well, look, with the clouds up above, the sand does look very, very wet down here. They must have had a huge downpour last night. Look, a lot of water has collected here on the beach. It's quite funny actually, because when it does rain over here, it doesn't often affect the whole island. You do get pockets of really heavy rain, and well, look, right along the path here, you can see this couple trying to negotiate the beige path. I think they could have done with improving the drainage when they started building these beach bars here. But we do have a lake that has also appeared right behind Alcudia Beach. And just coming up behind Beach Bar 1 here, look, you can see they've actually shut the back doors here to the beach bar, because that wind is a little bit on the keen side today. Normally they have signs outside, they have this door open, but it has been closed just because of the slightly cooler temperatures today. But goodness me, it's absolutely packed over here for the end of September. It is as busy as summer, as is the beach, I would say too. Let me know what you think in comments. Quite a few people over here today, even in spite of the clouds that are rolling in. But good news, even though we have had quite significant rain in the past 24 hours, we do have a green flag flying over here on Alcudia Beach. It's not always the case when we do have storms over here that we get the green flags out. If you are over here on holiday, make sure you check out the flag colour before going on into the sea. Also, more good news that there's no jellyfish flags out either. But I thought I would just come back down to the seafront here, just on the off chance the sun does come out again, just to be in the best place to catch that. And just coming along the beach here, look, you can still see it's very packed right up ahead of me and to my left hand side. Now I've got my camera on a wide angle lens here, so you can get an idea of what it's like, but let's just pan the camera around here. Look, absolutely stunning, a little bit grey, but still very beautiful. So I'm going to also drop a couple of useful links to videos to help you out with your holiday in the description text below this video. But you can see we've arrived to the point on Alcudia Beach here. Look, we're just coming up towards the disability area here too. They've got a whole dedicated area here with shade and also sunbeds too. Okay, so I'm going to abandon filming now because the sun doesn't seem to be coming out anytime soon, and I have to head away now from Alcudia Beach. But you can see that the cooler temperatures here hasn't really bothered anyone coming over here on holiday. Admittedly, most people down here seem to be from Northern Europe, so let me know if you're over here on holiday at the moment. Let me know what you think of Alcudia Beach as we roll on into autumn. Anyway, I shall be back here. I shall be back here during the month of October. We'll see what it's like. We'll see how busy it is, and we'll see if those temperatures pick up too. But for now, the one thing I can say is that autumn has arrived in Mallorca, and well, summer is over. Anyway, thanks very much for watching, everyone. I'm going to drop a couple of videos appearing both here and here on YouTube. Don't forget, you can find me on Facebook and on the Instagram, also called Mallorca Under the Sun. Okay, everyone, thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Goodbye for now.